What if the hardest part of learning Spanish was just a myth? A myth that was maybe built to keep you out. Now, before we dive into the secret that completely unlocks the language, if you enjoy stories that change how you see things, please go ahead and follow the channel and share this. It genuinely helps us grow and lets me create more stories just like this for you.
So everyone who tries to learn Spanish, and I mean everyone, eventually hits it. It's this massive, intimidating wall made of nothing but grammar rules. And you're standing at the bottom, looking up, thinking the only way to get to the other side, to have a real conversation, is to climb that thing. But what if that was never the point? What if the wall isn't meant to be climbed at all? We call this the Spanish wall. And it's that sinking feeling you get when you realize that to say even simple things, you have to change or conjugate every single action word for every single situation. It's a maze of different endings and tenses. And honestly, it's the #1 reason most people just give up. And that is the feeling of being trapped. You know the words, but you just can't seem to assemble them correctly. You can't have a real conversation because you're in your head, constantly second-guessing every verb. You're just stuck, unable to say what you truly mean. And for most people, this is where the journey ends. But not for you. Because here's the thing. There's a secret passage, a shortcut that lets you walk right through that wall without memorizing a single complicated grammar chart. And that shortcut is a set of master keys that unlock fluency way faster than you ever thought possible. How many keys? Just 13. That's it. 13 simple phrases that act as master keys. And they have this special power. They let you use thousands of verbs in their most simple, raw form without ever having to change their endings. So how do they work? Well, they work on what are called infinitive verbs. That's just the original, raw form of any action. To go, to eat, to speak. Think of every one of those verbs as a locked door. Now, traditionally, you need a different, really complicated key for every single door. But with these master keys, you can open all of them. So let's start using them right now. We're going to begin with the present tense, and with it, the power to have your very first real conversations in Spanish. All right, here are your first 2 keys. On the left, we have quiero, which means I want. And on the right, quieres, which means you want. You can also use it as a question, like, do you want? Pretty simple, right? These 2 little keys are about to unlock a huge range of expression for you. And the formula is unbelievably simple. Step 1, you just pick your key phrase, like quiero. Step 2, you add any raw action verb. For example, the verb salir, which means to go out. You don't change it, you don't conjugate it, you just add it. And boom, just like that, you've created a perfect, natural-sounding sentence. Quiero salir contigo. I want to go out with you. See what you just did? You just walked straight through the wall. No complex grammar, just a key and a door. And that is the feeling of making real, immediate progress. Let's try another pair, just to build that confidence. We've got puedo, meaning I can, or you can use it as a question, can I? And puedes, meaning you can or can you? See the pattern here? It's the exact same simple logic. So how would you ask, can I come? Well, you just take your key, puedo, and you add the raw verb for to come, which is venir. Puedo venir? That's it. You're already asking practical, useful questions. This is real conversational power. Okay, so you can speak in the present. Now it's time to level up. With this next set of keys, you're not just having a conversation, you're gaining a new superpower. It's the ability to travel through time, moving effortlessly between the past, present, and future whenever you speak. Here is your key to the future. Voy a. It means I'm going to. This is the tool you'll use for talking about plans, intentions, and whatever comes next. And again, all you do is add any raw action verb right after it. For instance, if you wanted to tell someone you're going to Madrid, you'd use your key voy a and add the verb for to go, which is ir. Voy a ir a Madrid. You just told a little story about your future. It's that easy. All right, now let's go back in time and unlock the past. One of the most useful keys for this is quería. This means I want it. It lets you talk about your past desires or maybe plans that didn't quite happen. So if you wanted to say you wanted to do something, you'd say quisiera. And then you add the verb to do, which is hacer, and the word for something, which is algo. Quisiera hacer algo. Just like that, you're talking about your past intentions without getting lost in a sea of confusing verb charts. And here's another really powerful key for the past, but this one is for the immediate past. El acabo de. It literally translates to I have just, and this makes your storytelling feel so much more dynamic and in the moment. Let's say you just finished a meal. You grab your key, acabo de, and add the verb for to eat, which is comer. Acabo de comer algo. You've just described an event that happened only moments ago. You see? You're now moving through time with total ease. So you have the keys. You can unlock the present, the future, and the past. You can express what you want, what you need, and what you can do. But there is one final ingredient, one last piece that takes you from someone who can just form sentences to someone who can truly tell a story. And that final ingredient is this one simple word, porque. It just means because. But this isn't just some connecting word. It's the magic ingredient. It is the thread that weaves all your simple phrases together into a rich story of cause and effect. It gives everything you say meaning, motivation, and real depth. And this is where it all comes together. Watch this. On the left, a phrase you can build. No pude ir a la playa. I couldn't go to the beach. On the right, another one. Tenía que hacer algo. I had to do something. And right there in the middle are magic word. You put them together. No pude ir a la playa porque tenía que hacer algo. You've just told a real complex story. You're explaining why. And that, right there, is the transformation. With these keys, you've gone from being trapped behind that giant wall to walking freely through any door you choose. You are no longer just a learner struggling with a bunch of rules. You are a storyteller, ready to share your experiences with the world. This power is yours now. So my only question is, what story will you tell first? If this story moved you or made you think differently, share it with someone who really needs to hear it. And make sure you follow the channel for more stories that unlock the world.